Hello, today we'll do the poem The House by the Side of the Road. It was there for second PU in around 2006 2007. So, The House by the Side of the Road by Sam Walter Foss says, there are hermit souls that live withdrawn in the place of their self content. There are souls like stars that dwell apart in a fellowless firmament. So, in these lines of the poem, the poet says that in the world there are souls which are hermits. Hermits are people who live secluded, who live apart from the mainstream society. They live withdrawn from other people and they're content to be by themselves. And then there are souls like stars that dwell apart in a fellowless firmament. There are some people who, by their very natures, because of their very thoughts and actions, uh, cannot mix with others. So, an example of this sort of person would be Albert Einstein or other scientists. Albert Einstein, when he published his theory of relativity, he found that not many people could understand his theory, and therefore he was like a star who dwells alone in the sky. The firmament is the sky. Fellowless means without friends. So, because not many people could understand him, Albert Einstein was forced to live apart for a long time like a star which is without any other fellows in the sky. There are pioneer souls that blaze the paths where highways never ran. So, pioneers are the people who do something for the first time and they blaze a path, they make a path where highways never ran. So, actually, pioneers are the people who cleared away the forest so that other people could live there. So, what the pioneers did was they made a clearing in the forest and then they laid paths, they laid roads so that people could travel on them. But there are some pioneer souls who blaze paths where highways never ran. So, again, the example of a pioneer soul would be someone like Isaac Newton, who discovered the theory of gravity and who did much to further the thoughts of mathematics and philosophy. So, some people are pioneers and they blaze paths where highways or main roads never ran. But the poet says, let me live by the side of the road and be a friend to man. So, the poet says that he does not wish to be live apart from others. He wishes to live in a house by the side of the road where he can see others and be friends to them. He wants to mix with society, he wants to be social in his life. So he continues, let me live in a house by the side of the road where the race of men go by, the men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I. So he says that he would like to live in a house by the side of the road where the whole human race goes by, all sorts of examples of humanity go by. There are good people and there are bad people. But the poet recognizes one thing in these people. If they are good, he recognizes that he himself is good. And if they are bad, he also recognizes that he has a measure of wickedness or cruelty in him. So it's not as though he's perfectly good or perfectly bad. He's a mixture of both good and bad. So he says that he would like to be friends with others. He says, I would not sit in this corner seat nor hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. So he says he would not sit in this corner seat. A scorner is one who makes fun of others. He says they've done this and they've done that, and he has a quiet laugh at their expense. He would not sit in a seat and scorn other people, nor would he hurl the cynic's ban. Hurl means to throw. He does not want to throw the cynic. Cynic is one who thinks that a cynic is one who thinks that the world is very bad and he has a negative view of life. So he does not wish to ban others from doing what they want to do. And he says he'd like to live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. So he says, I see from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life, the men who press with the ardor of hope, the men who are faint with the strife. So from his house by the side of the road, which is by the side of the highway of life, where all sorts of people come and go, he sees people who press forward, who move forward, full of hope. They're full of the ardor of hope. They're hopeful people. And there are others who are faint with the strife. The other people are weak from all the problems they have to face, all the obstacles they have to overcome. So he says that there are hopeful people and also people who lost hope. But he says, but I turn not away from their smiles and tears, both parts of an infinite plan. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. So the poet says he does not want to turn away from the smiles of the hopeful people, nor the tears of the strife ridden ones. He says that both the people who are trying and the people who tried beyond their strength, they're parts of an infinite plan. That is, each one of us, as we do our work, is laying a stone on the path which others may follow. So he says that whether good or bad, whether hopeful or without hope, all sorts of people are parts of an infinite plan which we, as with our finite minds, cannot grasp. So he says, let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. Uh, in the next stanza, the poet says, I know there are brook-gladdened meadows ahead and mountains of wearisome height, that the road passes on through the long afternoon and stretches away to the night. So he says, as he travels on the path of life, as he moves on the journey of life, he'll come to meadows that he'll meet with gladness, brook-gladdened meadows. Brooks are small streams which make the meadows or fields through which they flow, they make them look full of joy. So he knows that he'll meet with joy sometime in the future ahead on the path of the journey of his life. And he also knows that on the journey of life he'll meet with mountains of wearisome height. He'll meet with problems which are so difficult that they will make him weary, they'll make him tired just by thinking about them. So he says that the road passes on through the long afternoon and stretches away to the night. So the road passes on through middle age and to old age. Long afternoon refers to the middle age, and the night refers to the old age. But he says whether he's young or old, whether he's happy or sad, he says, still I rejoice when the travelers rejoice and weep with the strangers that mourn, nor live in my house by the side of the road like a man who dwells alone. So he says when he meets other people and if they're rejoicing, then he will rejoice or be happy with them. And if he meets other people who are mourning with the problems they're facing, he will sympathize with them and he'll offer them help and he'll help them as much as he can. And he says he does not want to live in a house by the side of the road like one who dwells or lives alone. He says in the last stanza, let me live in my house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. The good, the bad, the weak, the strong, wise, foolish, so am I. So he says he'd like to live in a house by the side of the road where all sorts of people, the good people, the bad people, the weak people, the strong people, wise people, and foolish people. He says if they are so, then so is he, good or bad or weak or strong, wise or foolish. So he is a mixture of qualities, and these qualities are shared by most of mankind. So he says, then why should I sit in this corner seat or hurl the cynic's ban? Let me live in my house by the side of the road and be a friend to men. So he says that he'd prefer to be friends with others rather than dwell apart from them. So this is the poem, The House by the Side of the Road by Sam Walter Foss. Thank you.